Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to everything you wanted to know about war games, but we're afraid to ask, and we are having a little bit of technical difficulties, and this is because Ardy's out in the Ukraine, and he's checking out the Russian advance. So there are difficulties, and here we have Ardy at the Ukraine border with Russia, and he's how's it going out there, Ardy?
Well, other than the Russian cyber attacks, everything's going great.
Everything's going great. You seem to be very comfortable there. You eating any borscht, drinking any vodka?
The borscht is excellent. I do not drink the vodka.
You know, vodka, no vodka.
The vodka here is very poor.
So you hear me well, Ardy?
Oh, everything's great now.
Everything's great. Thank you very much. So, Ardy, first of all, where are you?
I am here at the Winterfest Convention in Sandusky, Ohio. There is, I'd say the 28, 30 people here, something like that, total attendance. A couple people have, came in for the weekend and have left already, but the amazing hardcore are still hard at it. You can see the folks playing The Greatest Day, Gold, Juno, and Sword back behind me there.
And how long is this con lasting, man?
It lasts from last Friday to this coming Saturday, so that's 8 days.
And how far is it from your place?
About if I drive directly, it's about 2 hours.
So what do? You don't drive back and forth home? You got a place there?
No, yeah, we're staying here at the hotel. It's at a Best Western. It's so Sandusky, Ohio is a resort town for Cedar Point, which is a big amusement park that they have here. Do you guys have amusement parks in Canada?
Yeah, we do, and it's now owned by Six Flags.
Oh, they're all owned by Six Flags down here, and they have been for 30 years.
Well, no, this just started about 10 years ago.
So, it's closed for the winter, obviously. So nobody wants to be in this hotel, and in February normally. So the rate is extremely reasonable. It is far from the nicest hotel, but it is relatively cheap, and it's relatively clean, and they have coffee 24 hours.
So you don't have any black lights to check out your hotel. I suggest you don't do that.
I don't even want to know what the previous tenants were doing in the hotel room. That is NMFB, and we all know what NMFB stands for.
Well, I don't know. And NFB here is a National Film Board of Canada.
Here it stands for Not My Fucking Business.
I see. So when you got there, now because of your fame has erupted in the last year for sure. Were you for lack of a better word, were you accoladed?
No, but there are people here who are a couple people showed up who are viewers of the channel. I got John Longshore in the room right now, so he's not going to be on the stream tonight. He is. I'm looking at him. Doug from the Tabletop's Edge is here. As well. He's actually behind me. Damn it. He is behind me. That's him right there. He was on the show last night on the Counter Clipping stream, which was also not without its technical difficulties, I'm afraid.
Well, we seem to be going good now so far.
I didn't. Yeah, well, we're kind of going through StreamYard, and that is actually helping to mitigate bandwidth problems. However, before, for those who are just watching, we were struggling with connectivity problems before, and Dan was having some problems, and he signed off, and then I got kicked off the hotel internet again. So I think that maybe a non-hotel internet solution is going to be needed should we decide that we're going to live stream in the future. I know that like my phone network is not that great either, because I did some streaming from Origins as well, and it's a total slideshow. So
and you sound pretty good. What kind of microphone you got there, man?
I just purchased this like $20 lavalier mic. Thank you, patrons, from Amazon actually, and it sounds pretty good.
What's the name of the company that sells that?
I don't know. Hold on, I'll tell you.
Because I think I bought one again. Thank you, patrons. And I think it was like $20, man. But it's a double one, so I can do an interview, and that sounds amazing.
That's good. That's great. Let me check. Hold on. It wasn't expensive. I could tell you. Oh, crap. Amazon's making me sign in. Hold on. Ugh.
You know that Amazon now, I've been hacked. My computer's been hacked. So my Facebook is finished. So if you want my new Facebook, it's Dan Pancaldi, whatever. No Enemies Here seems to be going still, the Facebook. But what the hell was I saying? Oh, yeah. So I wanted to sign back into Facebook and I wanted to sign back into Amazon. And they ask for a picture ID
Facebook?
that I have to scan, and Amazon. I have to
Really?
scan for a Facebook ID. And I thought, what? I'm going to give them my driver's license. What are you, crazy?
That's kind of crazy. No, I agree. That's kind of nutty. Under no circumstances would I actually do that.
Seriously, man.
I'm gonna
What?
see if
So
I
I
can
want to buy
post
stuff.
this.
You need my driver's license? Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, exactly. I'll see. Let me see if I can put this in the chat. Just a second. It's literally just called like lavalier microphone.
Okay, so. I think mine was like Mubu or something, or Fubu or Fubar.
Well, I'm sure yours is a really nice Canadian one.
No, it comes from the States or China, obviously.
Okay, yeah, they're all made in China. Sorry,
obviously. So Ardy, did you play any? Are you playing any games?
Yes, I am. I am playing a game that's right over here. I showed it on the video early today, so check that out if you want to. I kind of gave you a little shot of everything that was on the table at the time. It is Forgotten Battles. It's an OCS game that's in development from MMP and designer Tony Burkett. It is relatively far along. What we're playing is pretty polished, pending final tweaks. Maybe supply numbers go up or down just a hair, but it feels very close to me.
It's then again, game?
But oh yeah, come on, what are we doing here?
Sir,
sorry. You think we're playing little rinky-dink games here, or what?
Me.
Some people busted out Twilight Struggle last night that got made fun of by everybody for 2 hours. Our quick pickup filler game is Axis Empire's Totaler Krieg.
Is anybody really playing that there?
Yeah, it is exactly what I just said. It is a quick filler pickup game. People are playing on the side between turns of their big monster game.
Seriously?
Yes.
You guys are crazy, man.
No, absolutely. Okay. What's your point? What are you trying to say?
This is beyond grognard. I don't know what to say, man. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, I mean, people do this at Consim World too, on a much larger scale. This is just, it's kind of like a club event, right? Everybody kind of knows everybody here, and usually there'll be a couple new people every year. And this year's a weird year because we still got a pandemic going on, blah 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 blah. But
I don't see any masks. No masks allowed.
I haven't seen a mask since I got here to Sandusky. Anyway,
okay, good.
Getting out at the gas stations, not anywhere. My theory on that is that just we're outside of major cities now, right? So there's a lot less pressure to people who aren't packed on top of each other to wear masks, and that's kind of understandable.
The reason why I say good, no masks, I'm not belittling masks or whatever. I ain't getting into politics here, but I'm just saying I don't want to play with a mask. Sorry.
I dealt with Origins for 3 days with wearing a mask, and it really does kind of suck.
God, you're breathing your own breath for 8. How many hours?
Well, it's not that. It's that I wear glasses, and it fogs up my glasses, and I can't friggin' see.
So you've been getting any sleep?
Yeah, I mean, everything's fine. So, I mean, we're pulling pretty long days here, right? But there's, it's OCS. So, it's my turn. My turn's over with. I leave and I come back a couple hours later and the other fellas starting to finish up. So,
like, are you serious when you say you come back a couple of hours later for your turn?
Yeah, that's why we have side games.
Like how many side games you got going?
I see hours 1, 2, 3, 4 side games up at the moment. The side game I am playing in is Flat Top.
And wow.
So,
wow. Okay.
I brought Red Flag over Paris actually as a side game, but I did not. Haven't even opened the box.
Oh, so you haven't played it yet? Okay, because it's been getting a lot of good press, man.
It is, and it looks good. It's an interesting topic. It is, a nice, simple game, as befits my level of interest in that topic. That's why I picked it up, kind of at the last minute, when it. It had been on P500, and it was like imminently going to ship right by the time I ordered it. So,
And what's the year in the red flag?
Say hi. Oh, hold on, Dan. Say hi to John Longshore.
Hey, John. John.
Yeah, oh, here you're in the camera. Say hi to John Longshore, Dan, and everybody.
John, how are you, man? You can't hear me, right?
We're out to dinner. She's getting a tattoo with my name on
Oh
it.
dear. So there's a tattoo parlor right next door, and John's wife is threatening him with getting a tattoo. So they're going out to dinner. Not a big fan of tattoos.
Man.
So thanks, John.
So how many people again, Ardy? How many people?
Oh,
there?
28, 30, something like that.
Okay, so and like, what's the fee to get into the game to get into the con?
$65 for the week.
And that pays for what? Just your entry fee?
Yeah, but it pays for the group to get a room, right? That's true. The room that we're in. We technically have the room across the hall too, but we've never needed it, and it's not like a finished space, so it's like a concrete floor and it's ice cold in there. So
any beverages happening there?
Oh, yes, indeed. Yes. There is actually a restaurant-style refrigerator here in the convention room, and it is currently filled with snacks and beverages of all kinds.
And that's bring your own beverage or buy?
Yeah, that's bring your own stuff. The hotel does not have a restaurant of any kind.
So Jeff asks, what's the room rate there?
About $70, something like that.
You don't get a special because of the con?
We do. That is the special. So that's cheap, man. That's cheap.
Really?
Yeah,
that's 70 US. That's like $1 million Canadian.
That's 70. Well, I can't speak out how much it costs in Monopoly money, but I think that's very reasonable. And we're you get buddies here that everybody knows each other, so we're splitting a room. I'm not paying the full price. So
I'm just gonna ask, not for me, but for someone who's asking, John Longshore, who is he?
He's a very tall gentleman.
Yes,
a gentleman of culture and refinement.
Is he a game designer?
No, he's been in our chats. He's a viewer. He's been in our chats a million times.
That's where I've seen it. That's what I'm asking for somebody. I'm not asking for me, man.
Oh, of course not. Of course not.
No. And here, okay, so hold on a second. Yeah, Jeff says very good rates. He agrees with you.
I think so. I mean, it's a small hotel in the off season, right? So, you're getting what we pay for. The breakfast right now is rudimentary. It's like microwavable sandwiches and yogurt and shit. But, it's a good rate, and we're putting up with that for this year, and we're all really happy to be here.
So look, Pythagoras.
This is my favorite wargaming event.
I thought it was Buckfest.
Buckeye Game Fest? Yeah. No, this is my favorite wargaming event.
Really?
I've been going to Origins for 25 years, right? So 27 years. But this is my favorite wargaming event.
Is it because it's
because it's Monster Games.
But I thought Buckeye Fest was Monster Games.
It is, but we have more. The games here are more Monster Games than Buckeye Game Fest. We have more time. We have five. We have 6 days at Buckeye Game Fest. We have 8 days here.
And any fights?
What, like fisticuffs?
Yeah.
No.
No tables. No tables.
Nobody's flipped the table yet.
And is that going to happen in this con?
That seems unlikely. We did have somebody stomp out one year on our table of Atlantic Wall. I've told that story before.
Yeah.
I'm not unaware of a Big Boys or Denny's in the neighborhood, but I mean, I'm not from here. I don't know. There's like an Italian deli down the street, which you'd love, Dan. Actually, it's very good. But their kitchen's only open until like 2 p.m. Unfortunately, so it's like strictly a lunch place. But even after that, you can go get cannolis and all kind of stuff. So
yeah, cannolis really are good, man. Cannolis are good, man.
Good olive oil. Yeah, good olive oil.
What's a cannoli go for?
Like $3, I think, something like that. I don't know. I've never bought the cannolis. I get the tiramisu.
You don't eat cannoli?
Oh, I love cannolis. What are you talking about? There, I get the tiramisu.
That's how good the tiramisu is.
It's really good, yeah.
We got Dratus.
And what?
Dratus is checking in. That's
Newark,
Dratus.
Ohio. Yeah. We're up by it's not Newark. Newark's down by Columbus, actually. Where the racetrack is. I'm drawing a blank. I can't remember where the racetrack is.
That's okay. So what else is going on there, Ardy? What's going on? Give us some moves.
So what we got, a lot of what's here is OCS. So at the moment, there is a game of The Lamps Are Going Out. I did a video on this earlier, so anybody that wants to actually see some shots of those, go check that out, or check that out the Twitter feed. Lamps Are Going Out, which is in mid-game. Those guys are coming back in a couple of days. There's the ongoing Flat Top campaign game, which is an annual thing. That's a double-blind game that's played as a side game. There are 3 tables of OCS play tests going on. One is Forgotten Battles, which is the one I'm in. One is Cross-Channel Attack, which is the new Normandy game. Well, it's not even new yet. It's in testing. And it's fairly well along, but I think a little less well along than
Forgotten Battles. Who's the designer?
Tony Burkett is the designer.
Okay.
Designer for Cross-Channel Attack is Roland LeBlanc. And then we have what's kind of directly over that,
right,
which is a table that is 5 feet by 16 feet.
Jesus.
That is called Ostfront. So what that is it is 3 big games and 1 small game all combined and played so that you can simulate the entire East Front from September of 43 to April of 44 at 5 miles per hex.
And
there are 8 players playing.
That's operational?
Yeah, that's OCS too. That's all Tony Burkett stuff.
So what's everything's OCS there?
No. The Lamps Are Going Out is not. We've got The Greatest Day in the back. That's Fucko is supposed to be coming up tomorrow. So hopefully we'll see him. We better see him tomorrow. Let me put it that way. He knows why. We got The Greatest Day in the back. We've got Der Weltkrieg in the back, which is a World War I game.
Yeah.
They're fighting the entire war, and they've got
the whole shebang.
The whole shebang, starting in 1915. What else do we got? We got a little light side game of Empires in Arms that's getting set up after they tore down OCS Korea, which was another side game that was happening. I'm missing something. Oh, there's Joe Balkowski's Korea from Compass, which is over here as well.
So he's giving you Fucko's giving you some tips.
Tips, I know what he's doing.
Some info.
It was actually Mark's idea, I believe.
So okay, Ardy, a guy like me, who plays the game of life. I come there. Am I going to be welcomed or am I going to be shot down?
You're going to be welcome, but probably bored.
Yeah, but I want to learn. I'm a good student.
Well, then they'd find something for you, right?
Like what?
Well, I don't know, like Twilight Struggle.
For God's sake.
So no, I mean, there's games. Not all these games are super difficult, right?
Right.
The Weltkrieg is actually remarkably easy to play. It's huge, but it's remarkably easy to play for what it is. I don't think GTS is particularly complicated, but there is a bit of expectation of skill level in the playtest games, right? So the folks who got invited were invited because they know how to play OCS.
Okay, right? So it's not. Oh, hold
We're
on.
not just OCS, right? There's other stuff happening here.
This is a invite only con.
Not strictly speaking, that's not correct, but it is a good idea. We have filled this room, right? So it's a good idea to know what you're doing when you come. Is to arrange with somebody to play in whatever they're doing before you come and decide you're going to spend a week down here. Now there are some people who just kind of came in for Saturday too and farted around for a few hours and left. So.
Oh, so it's $65 for 8 days?
Yep.
That's nothing.
That's true. But you got to pay for 8 days of hotels too. So
yeah, that would be. So I mean, okay. So getting back to me being a newbie and all this, so I'd have to tag along with someone like you who wouldn't want.
Well, you know who I am, right? You can come down here. There's even some stuff this isn't always the case, but there is even some stuff for sale.
Like what?
I brought some stuff, and Mark brought some stuff, and John Longshore brought some stuff, and I think John Longshore sold a high ticket item as well. So
there's an auction table.
It's not an auction. It's just people that happen to bring stuff that they're happy to part with if you give them a pile of cash.
Is there any way that you're able to walk around and show us that?
Not right now.
Okay.
I did. So I did have a video earlier today. It's about 6 or 7 minutes long, where I did actually walk the room to get all the tables, so I could get the gaming tables. But I didn't get there's no sale area. It's just, hey, look at my pile of crap that I want to get rid of. So I've sold a few things, and I know some other people have sold a few things too. And I did pick up one game. I picked 2 games up for a buddy, and I picked 1 game up for me. Steel Wolves from Compass, which is a solitaire submarine game.
Submarine game. You picked that up.
Mm-hmm.
You're not a solo guy.
No, but it's the entire Atlantic War in one box. So
And what'd you pay for that?
$20.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Oh my God! What a steal!
Yes. And
What a steal!
to be honest, if it had been $100, I wouldn't have bought it. I bought it because it was $20.
$20.
We've got a Battle for Normandy for sale, as far as I know. That's still available, unless somebody bought it, in which case, great. But nobody bought it from me, and it's in my box. Bunch of 40 or 50 S&Ts are for sale. A variety of box games from other people. I mean, it's not like as much stuff as there was at Compass Expo, but there's some people are selling some stuff.
Hey, Mickey Jewif is asking something here. Hold on a second. Did I get the right one?
No, I sold a couple of your things though, including some S&Ts. So
I clicked on the wrong one, but I guess what the hell? Okay,
Yeah.
Hold on. Mickey Jewif here. How big of a map would you need in order to use miniatures instead of counters?
For what game?
I guess he was talking about Der Weltkrieg.
So there, if we had Jim Ozarski on, he would correct us on this, and I know he would correct us on this. But everything that's being played here is an operational to strategic game, and generally, this isn't exactly true. If you're doing like an Axis and Allies thing, that's a strategic game, right? And it's it's a war game, and it's miniatures. But generally speaking, it's not really a miniatures game, but it has miniatures, if you know what I mean. So the Ostfront, Christ, I don't know. So that's strictly an operational thing, and very seldom does one see operational miniatures in a miniatures game sense, rather than in an area movement board game that happens to have miniatures as pieces. Which I think Mickey might be what Mickey's talking about. I don't think it could be easily converted to a miniature, to a game like that. Let me put it that way.
Now, what's the setup time for a game like that, man?
It took us, there's 3 of us, although I wasn't there one of the nights. It took us 3 weeks to set up Third Winter, which is 1/3 of the big thing.
Hold on, you said
1/3 of Ostfront.
You said 3 weeks.
3, one night a week for 3 weeks.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, mm-hmm. Excuse me. This is funny.
Yeah, well, we'll see how cold it ends up staying, won't we?
Did you see that Putin thing, man?
I'm on vacation, so I really haven't been glued to the news, but I'm aware that shit's going down.
I mean, look, I have no opinion, but I'll give you one. What an asshole.
Well, yeah, okay. I mean, I don't know that anybody's going to argue with that.
Seriously, I mean, who the hell does he think he is? I know he wants to push talks by doing this, but the amount of money that this is costing everybody is insane.
Absolutely. And, well, I mean, the money cost might end up being incidental depending on how hot this gets. So well, I'm not prepared to talk about this though, not because I'm trying to avoid the topic, but because I'm not plugged into the news all day. I got pieces to move over here, man.
Okay.
I got 1943 Russians to move. I cannot pay attention to what the Russians in 2022 were doing too. Okay.
Okay, talk to me. Go on.
About what?
About what else? What other games are happening there?
Well, I think I've covered everything actually. There is a lot of OCS. And there's typically a large OCS presence here. I normally prefer not to play OCS at Winterfest, but because we play tons of it at home. But this was an opportunity to get on one of the play testing. So if Jeff's, I'm not in the Ostfront game. Okay, our campaign is proceeding. So I'm in the Forgotten Battles game. Okay, so Forgotten Battles is Belarus in September 43 to April 44. We're not going to get to April 44. We might get to January. But our game is proceeding pretty historically. We're a little ahead in places. We're a little behind in other places. We're right on where the historical line was. Historically, during that period, there was not a lot of movement. There were a number of significant Russian attacks, their Soviet attacks, that were very costly in terms of manpower and did not accomplish much. And then immediately after the period that we're talking about is when Operation Bagration, whatever you want to call it. Not, I'm from Ohio. We mispronounce things here. Launches after the game ends, right? And that's where the Soviets make up a huge amount of territory. And that's when you start getting into the destruction of Army Group Center type of thing. This is the Army Group Center area in late 43. In the Ostfront game, in the southern sector, which is the third winter, which is the only piece of this is out so far, there was a major German near catastrophe when they got their supply lines cut by some Soviets that had leapt in behind them, and they had to scramble to make the best of that situation. And it looked like, I haven't checked it in a couple hours, but it looked like they were going to extract most of their forces from that pocket that the Soviets were trying to form.
Ardy, I'm going to ask a stupid question here. Okay, this is my question. I don't know.
There was a pocket, so we're clear. There was a pocket there historically. This was in a different place on the map. This was around the bend in the Danube.
Danube.
Yeah, rather than up by Cherasky.
Okay, so I don't know anything about history. I'm a newbie, seriously, when it comes to strategic war games, operational war games. I come and I play. How much of a stupid move am I gonna do? Like I know historically, some guys know historically that this is gonna happen. So the opponent is gonna move this way historically, I guess, strategically in his head, and I'm gonna move, I don't know, somewhere else. Am I gonna screw up major?
I think it would in these games, but bearing in mind that the objective is testing. I do think that would screw up these games because you're potentially causing a reset. In a friendly game, this is really not much of a problem. Yeah. And it's, it probably took 10 man hours to set this thing up. The thing I'm in, not Ostfront, that probably took 20 or 30 or 60.
Oh shit! That even freaks me out even more.
But remember that OCS is very much a puzzle, right? If you move all your stuff without spending the supply, or you spend too much supply, you're going to break something. It's a very finely balanced puzzle. So OCS is not a good game. Again, we're in a convention environment where specifically people were invited to play these games because they're known, not totally incompetent OCS players. In a friendly game at home, that's not much of a problem, right? Everybody's learning together. At a convention, you are under a little pressure to perform.
I think so.
Even if you're not if it's not out of competitiveness, it's out of a desire to not let everybody else that's around you down, right?
So I guess you're not playing one against one here. You're playing team against teams, right?
Yes, that is correct. Yes.
And so what's the minimal amount of team against team person?
Well, there's some one-on-one games going on too. The Korea game is a one-on-one. I think they had 3 people at the lamps are going out. And maybe it's not. And that's fair. There's legitimate reasons to not prefer, and I'm talking specifically about OCS and the kind of OCS play that is happening here, right? These are play tests. There was a casual OCS game happening too. That was the Korea game that they wrapped up earlier today. And that's a different situation, even maybe if you're at a convention. But for playtesting purposes, you want people that kind of know the system so that they can test out what works and what doesn't. And there isn't time to do a reset in the context of the 8 days that we have.
But you see, me and Mickey, we're a team. We want to have fun. We want to come in and have fun. We had a couple of beers. Let's play. No.
Now to mention, well, that's fine. There are games here for that, right? There's people that aren't. One of our guys, Kevin, who actually took off for a couple of days, and he'll be back, is very much not into the monster games. But he kind of leads the sort of smaller side game. The lamps are going out was his. So, there's typically a smaller game or two running that's a more casual game. But the majority, I'm being honest with you here, the majority of this room is monster games and with relatively serious monster game, relatively to really serious.
Yeah, but me and Mickey
monster
want to
game
get
people.
into the clique. We want to be like you guys. You know, we
Well,
want to.
not everybody can be as cool as us monster gamers. So Jeff's asking about the cross-channel attack plan. That's kind of just got thrown into heavy play testing in about the last 6 to 10 months, I think, and it still needs substantial work. I played a little bit of it in October, and it still needed quite a bit of work. And there's been a number of changes since then. I think it still needs a little ways to go. Forgotten Battles feels pretty close. And the third piece of Ostfront, by the way, is called the Hero City, and that's the Leningrad Army Group North District. And then Agre Day mentioned Stalingrad Death of the City, and that is a new game by Rushki, who is not here at the moment. I hope to corner him for some video time on Friday, because he's coming back on Friday. And that is a Stalingrad game that is think Streets of Stalingrad, but it's not that big, right? It's a smaller and more playable version of Streets of Stalingrad, but it's still like 3 maps.
Okay, so a con like this, Ardy, is basically like a chess tournament. Everybody knows their stuff.
I've
They
never
come
been
in.
to a chess tournament. I can't comment on that. I think my mental picture of it. I've watched the show on Netflix though, The Queen's Gambit. That was
Yeah. There
But
you go.
you just like sign up and you show up and you play, and it's competitive, but it's also very structured, right? It's not like it's
Yes.
one-on-one. It doesn't take 29 hours to set the thing up, and it doesn't take 8 people to play it, right? 8 people on Ostfront is about the minimum you can get away with, to be honest. I'd rather have 12 on that.
Really?
Personally. Yeah, I'd rather have 2 on each map set on each side. And maybe even another 2 for Crimea, although I'd be inclined to just hand that to the Army Group South player, or one of the Army Group South players, or one of the Army Group North players, actually, because they have the least to do.
So a move in Ostfront, that means that everybody's moving on different areas of the map at the same time together, type thing.
Yeah, it is. So that was a question I had as far as how they were doing it, and it is synchronized play, right? So the turn starts and everybody goes, and when they're done, the other team's turn starts, and then they go all at the same time. It's all one turn, all one initiative roll, all one set of supply rolls. I think they are rolling supply separately for each map set, but that's something we'll get into with Tony. And here's Tony. They're just coming back in to monitor the playtest of Ostfront. So,
and there he goes.
Say goodbye to Tony's back.
See ya, Tony. So look, Jeff Beeler asks this question basically. So I'm going to answer him no.
I'm not going to say that the answer is no. However, I will say that right now, this is, plans are still being formed, but we are planning a newbie-friendly OCS game at Buckeye Game Fest in Columbus in April.
And what does that mean?
That means that you aren't going to need to be expected to know the rules or be a proficient OCS player or even know how to find your ass with both hands. You sit down and, however long you want to sit down, and we'll give you a command to do, and we will teach you how to play and walk you through it. And I haven't decided what that's going to be yet, but or how many people. I'd like to do Smolensk, but maybe I'd like to do something bigger so we could potentially fit more people. It depends. Jeff, you have my email address. Send me an email if you want to come.
God, so everybody coming into that learn to play OCS.
Everybody's got to start somewhere, man.
I know, but I mean, you're starting at a con. You look like a target.
This is not the atmosphere here is very laid back. It is not competitive, but it is intense, if that makes sense, right? The folks here are, generally speaking, pretty serious monster gamers, and they want to have fun. Damn it.
Yeah, and it's funny that hold on a second. There was blah blah blah. So, someone said, yeah. So Peter, yeah, I understand that.
Yeah,
I understand
and that's
that 100%.
true. It can mix fine, but you have to a better mixing event is probably WBC, right? where there's monster game going on, and there's plenty of casual gaming.
Yeah, but hold on. WBC's got the tournament upstairs, and I swear to
Well,
God,
that's true. And not everything is a tournament there though either. So
no, I know, but I mean, if you go upstairs wanting to chat to someone, forget it. You're gonna get shot.
mm-hmm. Cat Studio asks if OCS is not a good idea to try and learn solo. No, you can get started solo. That's no problem at all. I mean, you're gonna learn faster with opponents that can help you, but that's true of any game. That's not an OCS thing. I don't know what the room rate is. It is at the Hyatt downtown. It should be on the Buck. If you search for Buckeye Game Fest on Google, it should come up, and that should be on the website. Actually, I don't know what it is offhand because I live there. I don't need a hotel.
Man, okay, so there's an intimidation factor. If I want to learn and come and play at where you are right now, I can't think of it, and I better know my stuff. I mean, at least a little bit, so I don't screw up everything, man.
For OCS, yeah. I mean, but and like half this room is OCS right now. So, but not all of it, right? There's plenty of other stuff going on. The Korea game's fairly casual, for example. The Lamps Are Going Out is very casual. Flat Top is not that casual, but it's a refereed game, so you really kind of don't need to know very much going in. But you do kind of have to like accounting and paperwork because it is, after all, Flat Top.
So Ardy, why is it always OCS? It's never BCS or TCS or?
Oh, there have been big BCS games. There was a whole BCS table last time 2 years ago. So we didn't have one last year, right? There was a big BCS table last year. There were two big GTS tables last year. There was still OCS. Somebody had Case Blue set up, as a side game. But there's always a lot of OCS here. But this is more OCS than the average. Let me put it that way. I believe they have designated an overall commander. I believe that is correct. But you don't have to do that necessarily either.
So what's Achilles saying here?
He's saying, you've got a team of 3 people on each or 4 people on each side. Is there an overall commander? And I think the answer is yes. I think they appointed somebody on each side to be the overall commander.
Okay, so there's an overall commander per side.
I think so.
So is the referees and stuff there too?
Tony's playing the Soviets in Army Group North, so he's kind of doing the moderator task as well and helping people with rules and stuff.
So, I mean, these people know the rules so well. There's no illegal moves happening, right?
You can't police every move, man. When it's my turn, I got to move like 200 pieces. So Jeff, there are a ton of hotels nearby because this isn't downtown Columbus. So if you want to shop around for a different rate, that is, or find somebody to split it with. That's the best solution.
Ardy, you just said when it's your move, you got to move 200 pieces. Are these 200 stacked pieces or?
Well, I'm not counting them. Okay,
but you know what I'm saying?
But yeah, I got to move, 2/3. I'm assigned 2/3 of the front, Soviet front, on the side I'm playing. And it's a lot of pieces. And I don't think it's not 200 stacks, but it might be 200 counters.
And you have a partner or multiple partners doing this with you, is that right?
Yeah, and you've got to, it's OCS, right? You got to keep track of supply, you got to keep track of trace, you got to make sure you don't overextend your supply lines, all that stuff.
Man,
so it is incredibly OCD.
I was gonna say, so okay, so you they do their move, and they get lost, and they trust you with doing your move.
I'm not gonna sit here and police my opponent in that way, and they're not doing that to me either. But it does mean that we kind of all go to lunch separately, right? If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Holy moly, man! That's intense, Ardy. 8 days of that. Aren't you?
Oh, I'll be like a limp dish rag by about Thursday.
I was gonna say, man. And what? After 8 days, you go back to work?
I'm coming home on Saturday, so I have Sunday to decompress and not leave the bed.
Oh man, the intensity of that.
Yeah.
in that room, the energy must be. Oh my God! I
I'll
don't
tell
think
you what. On Saturday night, we were hanging around, and I had 4 beers. It has probably been 20 years since I've had 4 beers in one night. I
seriously.
slept like garbage, absolute garbage. So we're not
Oh,
doing that again. A little bit of scotch. That's where we're going back to the scotch.
you know what?
And there's
Then,
plenty of scotch here.
in all honesty, Artie, for a guy like me, that would be a total waste of energy. I would learn nothing because of the amount of energy that's in that room, the amount of intellectualism concerning OCS.
It's not about that.
No, but it
that.
would just, it would freak me out. It would freak me
Well,
out.
okay, that's fair. I do think that's an event like a Buckeye Game Fest, which we're going to specifically have newbie friendly stuff. The Players Aid will be there. The guys from the Song for War guys are going to be there. So there's going to be a lot of newbie friendly stuff happening there, and of course there is at WBC as well. So
Yeah.
this is not, to be honest about it, the kind of event where somebody new to war game is just going to show up and feel 100% comfortable with everything that's going on. And to be honest, the games are full, right? There were other people who said, "Hey, I'm going to be there for a couple of days. What can I play?" And I helped kind of make some arrangements for people to get into stuff. So just because I knew the right people to talk to.
And how far and wide do people come from?
England?
You're kidding me.
Nope. There's 2 guys from England here, and 1 guy from England, but he lives in California, so it sort of doesn't count.
Who's the guy? Is it Tim?
Tony Burkett, the designer, is from England. He flew in from England for this.
That's why there's no CS games in England.
No, of course there is. Tony has a fabulous game room in England, but he doesn't have 8, 12 people either to play test OCS stuff.
What's a great day? For large game, we so cram as much game as possible. Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
I'll tell you what. These guys back here, the GTS guys, were literally played like 16 hours the other day. I mean, they were going well after midnight. They're like they started 8 a.m. sharp, and they went till like 1 in the morning.
Like, are they on ecstasy or something?
No, they're on crystal. They they took a break, but for to go eat and stuff. But yeah, it's a very interactive game, right? You can't just walk away. So you will meet the British guys tomorrow. Well, yeah, we're gonna have I'll do the recording tomorrow. I'm not gonna try to do it live. I'm gonna talk to Tony and Curtis and Chip Down, and we'll talk to them about OCS and what's going on here and what's gonna go on moving forward and all that stuff. So look for that video later in the week. I will have to edit it, which I can do here. I just I'm not gonna live stream it. That that had problems.
So Ardy, these guys coming from England. Aren't you interested in going to England and playing OCS?
That'd be cool. I can't afford to go to England. I can't even afford to go to Tempe. Well, I mean, let me be clear. That's not something I'm prioritizing right now personally. There's other things I would like. I want a house with a game room first. Is what I'm saying.
Oh man, I wish I was a geek like that. I wish I could do that. I can't. I don't have the focus. 16 hours? Are you kidding me? 16 hours?
No, and we're going. Our opponent here, so his partner is not here right now, Mr. Fucko, and so he's running the whole German front by himself, and his eyes are starting to cross in some places, right? Because he's been doing this is like the 4th day, right?
Delirium, man.
Yeah, I'm still going strong today, but I'm telling you, I'll be worn out by Thursday.
Well, you look good, man. You look like Ardy. No problem.
So the lighting here is a lot better. I thought, oh man, I should have bought lights and but no, lighting's fine in here.
Yeah, we got you good. We got you good, and it sounds good too, man. That mic there, I'm impressed.
It's a cheapie, but it was like, what did I tell you it cost? Did I say what it cost?
I don't know, $10.
It was like 15, I think, something like that. 50. It was less than 20. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I forget what mark I have. Mufu. I forget. Whatever.
Hey, if you got one that works. So I guess the market recommendation here is don't spend a ton of money on a lavalier mic.
Why?
because we
Oh, I
both
see
got
what you're
cheap
saying.
ones,
Yeah,
and
yes, yes, yes.
they're pretty decent. All right, if
Sorry,
you want
sorry.
top quality, if we're professionals or something, yeah,
Yeah,
then by
no.
all means. But
You know what?
I'm
Stuka
a clown. What do I know?
Joe sent me a Lavalier Mics, man. Rode Lavalier Mics. I
So
mean,
that's probably some serious high end.
that's some serious stuff, man. And he just said, I've got this hanging around. I don't use it. You want it? And it's like $300. There's no way I would afford it. And you just put it in your pocket here somewhere. You don't see it and you talk.
That's like you're wearing a wire.
Man, I swear. So, okay, any surprises there, Ardy?
No, well, yes. So I did this story on the stream. So Saturday night, so we were set up on Friday pretty much with the intention that we'd start playing on Saturday. And so we wrap up at about 10, some beers get cracked open. I'm about 3 beers in when in walk these two kind of mid-30s volleyball moms who are like here with the girls high school volleyball team.
Okay.
And I don't know if they're the coaches or the chaperones or whatever, but they were absolutely fascinated by what they saw. They asked all kinds of questions. Were really good questions. They had no background at all in history or anything. They literally, the only games that have you heard of this? Have you heard of this? They'd heard of Monopoly and Catan, and that's it. They hadn't heard of Risk. They hadn't heard of Stratego. They had no idea what Axis and Allies was. They were absolutely fascinated. So the girls' volleyball team comes in here because they brought, girls, come on in. Blah, blah, blah. They come in here. They look around like, oh, what the hell's going on?
Then they ran into me.
Here's
that was the end of those girls.
Say how to Curtis chased them out. They were frightened. That was Curtis Bear, OCS head honcho. We'll be talking to Curtis tomorrow night. So, but yeah, it was the youngsters, like they were like, yeah, we're done, we're good. They had it out after like 90 seconds. The volleyball moms were here for like an hour and a half.
Really?
Yeah. So
I know I'm interrupting, but I got a line on the volleyball team itself. Their volleyball moms were there as the coaches, but the girls, 17 years old, high school, whatever, they did come in. They're wondering what their moms are doing. They're looking around for about 60 seconds. They asked me a few questions. I start to explain it. One of the girls says, "Oh, well, I failed history." And I couldn't help myself. It just leaped out of my mouth. And I said, "Well, it's apparently no hope." Sorry, girls.
So that may have had an impact on their attitude. That's the thing that happened. But the mom still hung around for like another 40 minutes. So,
well, man, that's cool. That's cool. Maybe you turned on a mom to a game, the husband, something.
Seems unlikely, but you never know, right?
Well, that's funny that they stayed there for an hour, for God's sake.
Yeah, I know. Well, this was at like, by the time they walked out of here, it was like 1 a.m, right? So nobody had anything else to do. So Caslo in Montreal, May 20th, 21st, and 22nd.
Caslo.
This sounds like an ASL event. Am I right?
It looks like ASL. You have to be more specific, a great day. I know Stack is doing something. Matt Gannett got in touch with me. I know it's happening in March, but May, it's the big Stack. And I'm going to be there for sure in May. But expand on what you're saying.
Canadian ASL Association. That makes total sense.
Are you kidding me, man? What's the matter with you? Where is it? It's got to be somewhere in Ontario, somewhere in Ottawa.
No, it's in Montreal. He just said it's in Montreal.
In Montreal?
Yeah, he said it's in Montreal.
Holy shit.
I have no information about this, by the way, so don't.
Man, I should go there and film it, man.
You should. As a journalist, you could call the organizers, say, "Hey, I run the 11th biggest war game channel on YouTube. I want to come and get some information. Can I get in? Can I get a press badge? Blah 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 blah." I'm not making that up. That works. I do that at Origins.
No, I understand.
And that's like run by like an association. I'll let you in.
Okay, Ardy, you're gonna have to prep me with some questions because I don't know what to ask. Like,
I'm gonna tell you to sit down and play ASL Starter Kit.
What?
Sit down and play ASL Starter Kit.
I don't have any time to sit down. I just got a new job.
You don't have to. Well, it's gonna take you more than 10 minutes to go anyway, right?
No, but you know what? A great day. Yeah, it's where is happening?
Dorval, Quebec.
Oh my God, that's like half an hour from my house.
So, yeah.
Are you a great day? Are you going to be there? You're going to be there because if you're there, you're going to have to chaperone me around.
Yeah, you should play Starter Kit. It's not hard. It's easy. I bet they'll have some newbie-friendly game happening.
You mean I should play it over there, or I should
Yeah.
learn it and then go play it over there?
No, you should play it over there.
Ah, okay, that sounds pretty
I
good.
bet Oktoberfest has Starter Kit games.
You know what?
I'm
That's
sure
pretty
these
cool.
guys do too.
So
I'm completely pulling this out of my
Let me know if
ass.
you're gonna
I
be
don't
there.
know, but they probably do. Or, you contact the organizers and ask them these questions, right? So there you go. They'll have starter kits set up.
Okay, a great day. Are you gonna be there? Are you gonna be there?
Carl Creeder is hoping to be at GMT West April 21st to 24th.
Carl, what does that have to do with the Dorval ASL con? For God's sakes, man. Focus! Yeah, no, I could park
Free
anywhere.
parking,
You know
that's
the area.
important.
I used to work there.
Yeah, we're benighted Americans.
Okay, so he's stuck in the States. It's funny how he knows about that, though.
Well, if the ASL people, they know what's going on for ASL.
So Ardy, how should I be if it's ASL now? Is this another mindset different than where you're at?
I think it is. ASL is by nature super rules oriented, right? And a lot of the ASL play at these events can be fairly competitive. I think the starter kit stuff won't be, but I don't know. I think it's different. It's a lot less casual than these events. But I don't know. These guys are Canadians. They're probably super casual, right?
Well, no. When it comes to ASL, because I don't know if Carl Paradzi. I don't think he's going to be there because he almost forbade me to get into ASL. I swear to God, he's like,
I'm guessing he's not going to be at the ASL event.
No, I don't think he's going to be there.
Agree.
Actually, I'm gonna give him a call, see what's going on. Maybe I can go with him, but Carl is tight. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe you tell him you're going to the ASL thing, and he will cut you off, and he won't send you any more games from the library of Carl Parody again.
Man, I swear I've got more games by Carl than I ever had games.
I believe it.
I swear to God.
We're already planning our suite of events at Buckeye Game Fest. It's looking like there'll be an OCS game and a Labatt game.
A Labatt?
La Bataille de la Dresde.
Oh, I thought it was a beer game.
No, not Labatt, the Canadian beer. That's not very good. They're kind of an embarrassment to Canadian beer now that I think about it.
Hold on, Brent.
All Canadians should be offended by Labatt beer.
Brent, what are you talking about? Are you talking about the ASL con that's happening in Dorval?
That's probably the tournament, though. There's probably going to be games on the side, too.
I'm going to go to a tournament?
Well, there is a tournament there. All these things have tournaments. There's like multiple tournaments that run at Oktoberfest.
No, I'm talking about the ASL thing.
Yeah. So I'm talking about ASL events. Jeff Beeler has put the info to contact them right on the and the website right on the in the comment here.
Yeah,
so check them out. I'd reach out to the organizers, ask them what's going on. Can I come in and do some filming? So push you on the show. Are there going to be newbie friendly events there? Side games of starter kit, whatever. I bet there will be. I'd be shocked if there wasn't going to be.
Okay, so I'm going to check it out. I hope I don't work that weekend because
you should. You should.
You
don't have to go all weekend, right? You can go just like Sunday, right, or Saturday or whatever.
Yeah. Man. Okay, so you know what? I'm gonna do it, and I'll keep you updated, man, on what's going on. And you can tell me, like, Dan, you're an idiot, or Dan, you're not an idiot.
No, it's not going to be like that at all. There's going to be no idiot, no idiot in this picture.
Canadians
you're going to have a good time. You're going to get some footage for the channel, and you're going to have fun playing a couple of games while you're at it. And you'll have started to learn, and then you can come back the next week and say you started to learn ASL, and then you'll look like a hardcore person.
Yeah, it's like a feather in my hat, man.
He's getting serious now. He's learning ASL. Oh my God.
Yeah, Carl says just do it, Dan. You know what, Carl? Yeah. I'm gonna do it. If I don't work that weekend, I'm gonna do it because I work every second weekend now. What can I tell you, man?
Yeah, don't let the pressure like ruin it for you, right? I
And
mean,
it's intimidating, man. It really is.
I understand the feeling, but don't let it take over. Just go have a good time, be nice to people. Try maybe lower the intensity a couple notches.
Did you
That's all.
did you notice, man, how the worlds have changed? I'm intimidating by a nerd fest.
People are just more aware now of their own reactions to social stimuli.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. There's a lot of resources for people that, I mean, we had a conversation about gamers on the autism spectrum the other day here. And it's not that so much as people are more aware of that stuff now, right? You're aware that, hey, I'm really uncomfortable in crowds. It used to be that people would go to a crowded event and be like, man, I really don't like crowds, but they wouldn't think that. They would instead get pissed because, people are bumping into them and walking in front of them and stuff like that. I used to do that. People are just more aware of that stuff now. And they're like, sensible people are going to say, yeah, I'm going to not go to that crowded place because it's going to set me off and I'm going to be uncomfortable and I'm not going to have a good time. So don't do this. Talk to the organizers. They'll find something for you to do. I'm sure.
No, I'm gonna do it. I promise you, I'm gonna do it. I promise everybody, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Like I said,
Do have a clear idea of what you're doing when you're going to a convention, regardless of what convention it is. Origins, Gen Con, this thing, whatever. So
well, it's funny because Carl's a big guy, all right, and he does the war game boot camp.
mm-hmm. It sounds super masculine.
But the guy's a puppy. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, Carl.
Like
I don't
a nice
puppy, but I mean he's a softie. The guy, please come, please.
You're wrecking his reputation as a brutal thug.
Yeah, that's not what I'm saying. Why, man? What other designers are there, Ardy?
Russ Schulke, he's the Stalingrad Death to the City guy. He was here. Greg Sarnecki is here. He's got a game in the pipeline. A couple other people have games in the pipeline that we are not going to talk about at this time because it's not like official yet. So, and there's a lot of developers here, people who have been developers or assistant developers or who have been helping with development on various things. So,
man, okay, so yeah, we're heading up to 3 minutes before the end of the show here, Ardy. Do you have any closing comments?
Go to convention. I mean, people should go to conventions, right? I mean, if you go in prepared, right? But go in and try to have a good time.
What's prepared? What's prepared?
Know what you're going to do. Sign up for an event if there are sign ups. Sometimes there aren't. A lot of times there aren't. In this case, it's there's kind of signups, but it's completely informal. There's like an open call for events at some point, usually starting around November. And from that point, we kind of figure out what's going on. People exchange emails and forum posts and all that stuff and figure it all out. You probably got some kind of spammer in the chat there, Dan.
Who is this guy,
You should probably boot that guy. I would boot that guy.
I just booted him.
There you go. Have a nice day.
See ya, see ya. Whatever. I was going to say something belligerent, but I won't.
Yeah, and don't be scared of the monster games either. But you do have to warm up to playing, a monster game for 15 hours a day for 8 days, right? Maybe don't dive right into that. Start with the scenarios.
I don't think so. I don't have to focus. So the only
it does require a lot of. We get plenty of breaks, but it does require a lot of focus.
Well, yeah. Look,
15 hours. Chuck, I'm talking about your turn. So we're teasing him only a little bit because he feels bad because he's by himself and he's taking a little extra time. So
Ardy, I've only been to 2 cons. I've been to the one in Montreal. The thing is I know the people in Montreal, so that's makes me feel welcome.
Oh, you should totally go. Everybody should go to their local events. Everybody should go and support their local events. Hands down. Even if you're just paying to walk in the door and go in and walk around, if there's a dealer's room, maybe shop a little bit, you should support your local events.
So then WBC is not a con that you can learn stuff and then go to OCS con where you're at.
I don't.
No.
I've never been to WBC. Hope hopefully this year. I don't know how much OCS gets played there, but I know that
No.
that number is not 0. So, like I said, we're planning to do Buckeye Game Fest. I'm planning on an OCS. I may or may not call it an OCS boot camp, but we're going to have a newbie friendly OCS game. Let me put it that way. It might actually be. I'll have to think about it. Let me put it that way. I haven't decided. I'm leaning towards Smolensk, but I'd like to be able to fit more people. So, and then I guess I can play the idle sides if it comes to that.
Okay, Ardy, time's up, man. It's time for you to go play your turn.
It is. We gotta go to our turn here. So, and it's 8:30 p.m. here in Sandusky, Ohio, and it's 55 degrees. It's short sleeve weather outside.
Ardy, thanks for taking the time doing this while you're playing some heavy games. And I guess I'll see you next week at your house.
Very good. My place next week. Stay tuned to my channel, of course, for more Winterfest stuff later in the week, and Dan's channel, which you should subscribe and like and click the bell and all that jazz.
Okay, man. Thank you, people.
Bye, everybody.